win the lawsuit? What happened? I have some articles here. I want to talk about them. But Tony D, XRP's pumping, bro. And the Candle Mafia is super excited. I know Anon's super excited. Let's go ahead and drop some memberships. Drop a few memberships on the people here. Let's go. It's a good day, guys. XRP's pumping. We're giving away the memberships. Let's go. Guys, why did we pump, right? And now, one of the reasons that we're kind of a catalyst for this big pump. Let's go, baby. Drop it on us. Let's go. Love everyone in this chat. Shout out to the NL Gamer. You just flew past the chat. I couldn't finish your name. I apologize. But, guys, we did have some pretty interesting stuff here or not pop up, but we do have some interesting articles here. Essentially, one of the things that did wind up pumping XRP was it did get listed on, it got relisted on a Canadian exchange called BitBuy, I believe. I have never used BitBuy, but let me go ahead and pull the article up here really quickly. And now I'm not really going to read through it, but I've already looked at it. But here it is. Gets relisted on, oh, here we go, boom, right? XRP gets relisted on by regulated Canadian crypto trading platform, a sign of XRP's changing fortune. Now, obviously, BitBuy is a regulated crypto marketplace in Canada, has quietly reintroduced XRP, according to a report by Albert Brown. For the crypto basic, BitBuy is now the second crypto trading platform in Canada to re-enable support for XRP after its initial delisting. Now, there's not really too much more to this. Shout out to Mason, man. But yeah, there's not really too much more to this. Not too much more to this article, but they did get relisted. Actually, I will say this, guys. Shout out to Crypto Mason. If you guys don't know him, he's a friend of the channel. He's a friend of Hit Network and BitBoy Crypto. Go check him out. He's actually really big on TikTok. He's like one of the bigger crypto TikTokers. He might be the biggest. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that, guys. But I will say this. I saw a TikTok from him last night that was talking about the relisting on BitBuy, and they were like, just beautiful call by Crypto Mason. So salute to him. But yeah, guys, they got relisted on BitBuy, obviously causing not only a lot of buying pressure for XRP, but also causing a lot of speculation that, maybe the lawsuit is over and, maybe it is time for XRP to finally go to the moon. Now, I do have Tony digging in, trying to find some kind of legitimate confirmation of this. But I will say, as of right now, due to my research, this is mostly speculation that they've won the lawsuit. Now, I will say, I do think it is more likely that they will win than lose. But you have to be careful because it's, again, maybe there's proof out there I just have not found yet. But I don't know if this is a guarantee that they won the lawsuit. Definitely a bullish puzzle, right? Like, you got these exchanges starting to relist XRP. It's like, hey, this is like a hint to somebody knowing something that we don't know. But let's be honest, I think we all know, or think we know, that we know it's going to happen with this lawsuit. But that's basically, mostly what likely caused this pump, guys. It's not only the relisting on the exchange that caused the bullish momentum, but also, obviously did wind up causing a lot more, speculation that's like, oh my God, I think it's here. So, obviously things will develop over time. Let's see, the judge just rules that XRP in the exchanges are not securities. Interesting. Shout out to Alexandra. But yeah, that is, that's basically up until this point. Obviously, things will develop as they come. I know Ben is probably going to be making a video very shortly. I'm sure he will have great research in his video. But yeah, guys, either way, definitely getting those bullish moves for XRP. And I just wanted to break down that article really quickly just to kind of show you guys why we pumped. Everybody wants to always know, why did we pump? Why did we pump? I do think that is, probably a big part of the case. When Lambo, shout out to Papi Chulo. But yeah, guys, this is, let's go ahead and jump into the chart here and talk about, hang on, we got Tony D tapping in here. Oh, baby, the coin. Can you send me that article? Right, okay, yeah, so it may, yeah, like maybe it's not gonna, it still could maybe. Yeah, okay, boom. Tony D just linked that Cointelegraph article. So there it is, guys. Yeah, like definitely, like, again, I don't know. I'm not an expert on law. I don't know if that means it's confirmed. But let's be honest. If the judge is at least ruling that it's not a security, probably gonna be a pretty good thing for XRP. Super exciting. I'm not even lying, guys. I don't want to be corny here. I literally do have boost bumps. We've been waiting for this for so long. Now I don't want to, I don't want to say that we're just gonna moon up, to $5 instantly. We have to be very careful and realistic. But this is definitely massive news for XRP, and definitely good for all the holders. But what are the charts saying, guys? Where is the next stop for XRP likely going to be? I apologize if you guys hear banging. There's some kind of construction going on underneath me, so just ignore that. But I do want to take a look at these levels. Now, if you watch the channel, you guys will know that one of the big levels we've been looking at right here is coming in. Now, this was kind of a range depending on where you draw the volume profile, but we do have this kind of range between about 60 and 63 cents. Now, this was that next key level of resistance we were looking for, and just breaking down. Shout out to anybody who saw our Big X live volume profile tutorial. We were talking about how to use the volume profiles for finding key levels and getting context into what price might do when certain levels are broken. And Hard Fork Crypto said, where should we look to re-enter? I will talk about if we do cool off, where I do think we may cool off to. Shout out to Dave Digital, said 50K this stream. Yeah, me and Tony were talking. We're like, hey, maybe if this pops off, we might be able to hit 50,000 subscribers.
If you guys haven't subscribed, get us to 50K right now.
Yeah. So we got 924 people in here, guys. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 50K, and we're gonna be doing something really cool when we hit 50K. Actually, Tony, we should probably start thinking about what we want to do, because it might happen sooner than later. But let's continue on here, guys. Big bonging around here in this old volume profile. Shout out to Joel for gifting those 5 Frankie candles. Member says, let's go, baby. Everybody's feeling the game today. I absolutely love it. Shout out to Kawabunga, says, I love you, Frankie. I love you back, brother. But taking a look here, guys. Obviously, we were big bonging around in this old volume profile, but we were talking, oh God, man, we got to find the clip of us talking about this, but we were big bonging around in this old volume profile, guys, talking about how this was our key level of resistance that we need to break to come up to higher prices. And where was that target that we were looking at to get to? It was between about 60 and 63 cents. And we were expecting it to be a very quick move for a very specific reason, and that is because of the fall off in volume. So we knew once we were able to get out of this volume profile above the value area high and hold steadily above it, I mean, granted, we did just wind up booming. This was mostly driven by kind of news / just bullish events happening. But what we knew once we were able to decisively get out of really these highs from back here, because the value area high here, once we were able to hop on top of it, it was more likely that we would break out. But really, once we decisively got over these highs right here, we actually had a pretty big volume gap all the way up, really, like all the way up to here. As you can see, nothing but air above us. And that's why we were expecting that quick move up to, and you can see every time we broke out of here, we did get a kind of a quick volatile move up before getting sucked back down. But that is the move we were really looking for. And again, why were we looking at that 63 to 60 cent level for our next target? And that was simply based off this volume profile from the top at in April of 2021. We kind of ranged around in this old volume profile or value area. And we knew that if we get a breakout here, that's likely going to be the first big level that we get some resistance on. And not only is this a key level of resistance, guys, we now, because of the volume profiles, and I talked about this a few weeks ago, and I'm not going to lie, I said this on the BitBoy Crypto channel. I felt kind of crazy talking about this, but we talked about how if we're able to get above that 60-cent level, we would essentially be getting above this old value area low. And I don't know if Creighton C is here. He might be at work right now because this is an early live stream. But what happens when you flip those old value area lows to support, guys? A lot of times, if you can maintain support up here, your next likely stop is going to be that point of control, which is coming in right now at about 83 cents. And then you're also eventually looking to get up to your value area high at about $1.29, almost $1.30. Which is some pretty exciting price targets. Now, I want to be very clear. I'm not calling for this to come tomorrow or the next day. No. Granted, I mean, if we get more bullish news, there's no saying that we can't absolutely moon. But this is what I'm looking at, guys. If we can get above this value area low and start to hold support, we may be able to get a decently quick move I would actually draw this as a range. Generally, you're looking to get a move to your point of control, which again is coming in at 80.8369 cents. But you can draw this as a little bit of a range because you can kind of see here, we do have a high volume node sitting down right here at about 76 cents. So I do think, and then you kind of have a little bit of a gap here. Not a massive gap, but it is a fall off in volume. So we may be able to push through those levels and we might get magnetized. As you guys know, that POC does act as a magnet when you get close to it, and we may get magnetized up towards that point of control, but obviously looking for some resistance at that value, at that high volume node at the bottom of the purple box as well. So this range right here, guys, between about 76 and 83 cents is going to be the next major target for me on XRP. And now by using the volume profiles, we know that we need to hold this level as support, right? This level here at 63 cents, we got to hold this as support. So if we go ahead and zoom into the lower time frames now, guys, things can get crazy. As you can see, we are just continuing to push up here on XRP. So, you know, this is like, you know, there's people out there that still don't know this happened, right? So those people are going to see this, and you might get that FOMO pump. And, you know, once we get, you know, we start getting that, there's no saying things are likely going to get volatile potentially. So, you know, that is something to keep an eye on. But we now know that whether we wind up cooling off from here, or if we wind up coming all the way up to the POC, right, or maybe we wind up hitting, you know, a local level of resistance in here. I'll take a look at some of that in just a second. But if we do wind up getting another move up, or if we cool off from here, guys, a real obvious place to look for a pullback to would be back down to the macro value area low, down here at around 63 cents. Obviously, it does range all the way down to about 60 cents. So if we do cool off, I will look to cool off into this now blue box. It was a purple box, now it's a blue box. We got 1,036 people in here, guys. The XRP army going nuts. Let's go. Shout out to the Godfather. Show him some respect in the chat. Let's go. Captain Kirk tuning in. Let's go, baby. Let's go. But guys, if we do wind up cooling off, whether we come up here before we cool off or what have you, this is regardless going to be a very key level of support to look at. And again, not just because it's a magical level, because it is the value area low from all the way at the top of the bull market. Let me zoom out for you guys. It is the value area low from the top of April of 2021 when we bing-bonged around here. And again, this gives us insight knowing that if we hold that value area low as support, we may work our way up to the POC, which is this purple box. And then eventually, we may make a move for the value area high. Now, obviously, this is, you know, the previous bull run all-time high. So that is a little bit of a reach, I would say. However, you have to understand, this all-time high was very, very, very suppressed, obviously, for XRP. So, you know, we may actually be able to get a big move up here because, in my opinion, you know, this isn't really the all-time high for XRP because it was so suppressed here. I do think if XRP was not the lawsuit, we would have had a much bigger move. So, you know, not really a true all-time, like a real Bitcoin bull market all-time high. So, you know, maybe we could shoot up there pretty quickly. Who knows? But again, you know, regardless of whether we shoot up to there or not, these are definitely going to, you know, one thing I can say for sure is I can't guarantee that the levels will, you know, give you a guaranteed rejection, but these are technical levels. I can let you know that for certain. And that is going to be a big level of resistance I am looking at, as well as the value area high. And I would say those are the next top targets to look for, guys. And again, if you do get a cool off here, that blue box is going to be your main level of support. So that is, let's take a look at some of the lower time frames. I mean, like, look at this 4-day, guys. Money flow coming up, green dot, printing. And again, this money flow on the higher time frames, guys, is a big, for crypto overall, it's all good news. Yeah, to Godfather, like, I think there's, you know, this is obviously very, very, very good for XRP. However, it is also very bullish for crypto in general, right? Because, you know, some people might think that, you know, maybe they went into this XRP lawsuit to try to figure out, like, hey, let's, like, sue these people, try to figure it out and learn about it, right? And then just try to figure out how we can regulate this. This would be a step closer to regulatory clarity, which, in my opinion, even if we get some kind of bearish news or black swan bearish news, guys, creeping up to 70 cents, guys, creeping up towards our next target, baby. Go XRP, go. But This is obviously bullish news, as it does bring us a step closer to regulatory clarity, and you know, could wind up, I do think if we wind up seeing a big move up here, we could wind up dragging the rest of the markets up here. Another thing to keep in mind here, guys, is if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, that is Bitcoin, the regular Bitcoin chart. But if you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance here, we are getting a little bit of a nuke ski here, which could wind up, you know, obviously is giving the altcoins some room to run here. We could wind up seeing a little bit of, you know, some kind of an altcoin